Lights on for Jacob. It's what many people in our region are doing after it was confirmed that Jacob Wetterling's remains were found. Good evening and thanks for watching. Surreal, in shock, disbelief. That's how many of you say you're feeling after news broke yesterday that Jacob Wetterling's remains had been found after he went missing nearly 27 years ago in Stearns County, Minnesota. The Wetterlings are, of course, sorting through all sorts of emotions, but so is another person who could have easily been Jacob if circumstances were different. Jared Shirel was abducted and assaulted in Cold Spring, Minnesota back in 1989, and investigators long ago linked his case to Jacob's. This weekend, Jared got the call. The same man connected by DNA to his case had led investigators to Jacob.
A Cold Spring encounter may have defined Jared Shirel's childhood.
I was 12.
But it was with his own children.
Me and my two boys in the car.
Jared finally found the answer he'd been searching for decades.
Now, 27 years later, here I am looking at my 12-year-old boy, and tears of joy and tears of sadness at the same time.
Back in 1989, Jared first became the boy before Jacob. Now today, he's quick to credit, not criticize those he believes helped bring Jacob home.
When it comes down to it, despite some of this criticism that I've heard pertaining to law enforcement, they are the true heroes in all of this.
But in that humility, another hero, one who's talked about his case for years, hoping it would lead to Jacob.
It helped me to recognize and deal with certain things in my own life, find my own strengths, overcome my own fears, helping others find answers.
Helping while also hoping for a different answer for a family he loves and a boy he never met.
My heart goes out to him.
But even with that grief, hope again for a new beginning.
Something that was long awaited.
For the Wetterlings and a father who knows well childhood can change in a moment.
I think it's important that kids understand, innocence is something that you hold on to for so long, and once that's gone, you're stuck with the harsh realities of what the world is.
Danny James Heinrich is the man investigators have linked both Jacob and Jared's case. Heinrich is currently in the Sherburne County Jail awaiting a criminal trial where he'll face 25 counts of federal child pornography crimes. Investigators have not said what, if any, charges Heinrich could face in the Wetterling case. In just a few moments, we'll take you to the town forever changed after the disappearance of Jacob. But first, let's get over to Storm Team meteorologist Justin Fanfarelli, who's been tracking some storms that have moved through our area. Justin?
Yeah, thank you, Cornelius, and good evening, everybody. Yeah, we've had soaking rain across portions of the area as thunderstorms made their way through, and they are now stretching from the Roseau area all the way back down toward the Thief River Falls area into Grand Forks, all the way back toward Findlay, Valley City, and even down toward Ellendale and Lemoore right now. Some areas have picked up 1 to 4 inches of rain from this event, and because of that, we do have some aerial flood warnings out from Grand Forks back down toward Findlay and down toward Valley City. These last through early to mid-morning tomorrow because of we've reports of some rain on the road with all that rain that has fallen. It will make its way east and get into the Fargo area as we go through the early overnight period as temperatures fall back down to near 60 degrees. Then we're going to try to see some sunshine as we go through your Labor Day details coming up later in the newscast.
Thank you so much, Justin. Sadness and relief. That's the reaction many people from St. Joseph, Minnesota had after hearing the news about Jacob. Reporter Ellen McCardle shows us how people are sending the Wetterling family messages of support.
I talked with neighbors of the Wetterlings, and they say they can't even begin to imagine what the family is going through. All day, people have been dropping off reminders that the Wetterlings and Jacob are on the minds of many here in St. Joseph and across the state. For decades, the Wetterling home has projected a feeling of hope. The family's porch light is still on, a sign for Jacob to come home. Now neighbors are sending their own messages of hope to the family, a hope that they'll stay strong as they've learned Jacob's remains were found and he won't be coming back.
I mean, I've heard about him my whole life, and just finally hearing that he's found is, I I just don't know what to say.
Throughout the day, neighbors and strangers have stopped by to lay flowers, letters, and their own signs of faith. The community's bond with the Wetterlings is even more great, but at the same time stirring up memories of Jacob's disappearance 26 years ago.
I found out I was pregnant that year that Jacob was kidnapped.
I had children about that same age. When I come home from work, I made sure they were home.
Call it a memorial or just a sign of compassion. The community of St. Joseph hopes and prays for peace for the Wetterlings and those still waiting for missing loved ones to come home.
I hope they find happiness.
Neighbors say while the news of Jacob is unfortunate, they are glad that the family can have some sort of closure after all of these years of waiting.
You can find the statement released by Jacob's family on valleynewslive.com. Just look for this story.
Criminals! You guys are criminals! Go get your money somewhere else!
This footage, courtesy of the Democracy Now! NewsHour, is shocking. It shows the moment Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's Dakota Access Pipeline protest escalated into a confrontation between protesters and the private security firm guarding the construction site. Protesters say they were pepper sprayed and also said dogs were sicked on them while they, in their words, were protecting sacred land. But the Morton County Sheriff's Department sees things differently. They released a statement saying the protesters were not peaceful, which led to the violence. A federal judge is expected to rule before September 9th whether construction can be halted on the pipeline that, if built, would cross the Missouri River, which is the reason the tribe began protesting. Big and small cities alike are having to cope with the impact of drugs. Just this weekend, Grafton police released a statement warning the community of the drug fentanyl and how dangerous it can be. The Grafton PD believes it's linked to the death of a man, Eugene Meacham, who died in Grafton here recently. Valley News team Giovanna Seamich spoke with people in Grafton who tell us knowing drugs are in their community is a hard pill to swallow.
A recent overdose death in Grafton, North Dakota has the community on high alert.
Very surprised, but I guess it's close to Grand Forks and I've heard it's there, so I'm sad to know it's moving this way.
Police believe the death is linked to the powerful drug fentanyl.
Knowing that there is a problem and knowing that we usually do see the problems after Grand Forks and Fargo, we've kind of been bracing for the influx of this new drug.
The death hits the town of about 4,500 people hard because Grafton is a close-knit community.
It's a very personal toll in a small community because we know these individuals, we know them firsthand, we know their families. It's something that I think about every night ever since it happened.
Not only is it hard on the community, but on law enforcement as well because of their small staff.
Now we finally have seen it and now we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to, have that mirror held up to us and say, hey, what are we going to do going on to help this issue.
And getting treatment for addiction can be difficult.
As far as treatment goes, it's hard because Grafton has only one treatment center, which is Northeast Human Services. If they have too long a wait line or the individual can't get in time, it's a 45-minute drive to Grand Forks.
But being informed is the first step the community has to take to prevent an even bigger problem.
It's going to be education, it's going to be treatment, whatever options there are, and just getting the word out that this is a very, very dangerous drug and you can die from it.
It is a scary thing to people take it so lightly and how dangerous it is.
In Grafton, Giovanna Seamich, Valley News Live.
Grafton police tell us fentanyl was found in Meacham's home. This is the first time the more potent drug has been found in the valley since it was discovered in West Fargo schools.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Now, I was talking to someone up in Grand Forks and they said it rained all day there. Was that the case?
Yeah, it rained all day there. It rained all day out toward the Jamestown area. They've just gotten a lot of rain. No severe weather as of yet. They had some this morning, but you were just getting some thunderstorms with very heavy rain. Let's take a look at the high temperatures for today. It was cooler well off to the north and to the west. Devils Lake at 72, Grand Forks at 71, and Jamestown at 69. The warmest area off to the south and to the east into Lakes Country. We were into the mid-upper 70s for highs in Fargo at 83 degrees for a high. Here in the Fargo area, we are seeing that wind still from the south, brisk at times out there. We did cloud up for the day, kept mainly cloudy skies, 75 degrees right now, and up toward Grand Forks. Still raining with a thunderstorm, and temperatures have fallen to 59. Cooler air again off to the north and to the west right now with temperatures into the 50s as that front is right there, 70s as you make your way south and off to the east of that front. And along that front we are seeing Still, some bands of heavy shower and thunderstorm activity extending from Roseau down toward Thief River Falls into the Valley City area and out toward the Ellendale area. And over the past couple of days, we have picked up a lot of rain from this one. The yellows on the map that you see indicative of 1 to 2 inches of rainfall and 2 to 3 in the orange areas, especially out toward Jamestown and just off to the south of the Grand Forks area. In Jamestown, picking up some reds. That's 3 to 4 inches of rain from this one. The severe weather has stayed to our south into portions of South Dakota from the Pierre area down toward Winter. A couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out that way. And we are just watching this cold front make its way through with the storms out in front of it. Behind it, high pressure is going to work its way in, and that nice northerly flow will bring down a lot cooler air. So any of these shower and thunderstorms will continue to make their way through as we go through the overnight period. They'll be out of here as we go through your Monday, and we will keep our share of clouds as we go through Labor Day with another chance of some showers and thunderstorms, mainly to our south as we go through Monday evening. So planning your day for tomorrow, temperatures starting off near 60 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and we will have a mild start out there. We're going to keep mostly cloudy skies as we go through the day. Temperature at noon, 65 degrees with that chance of some showers and thunderstorms, and a high only near 71 degrees by 5 p.m. in the Fargo area. Elsewhere across the Southern Valley, upper 60s and lower 70s. Everybody has mostly cloudy skies with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Upper 60s and lower 70s in Lakes Country. That wind does flip more around to the northerly direction and will be lighter out there with temperatures mainly into the 60s in the Northern Valley and temperatures into the upper 50s in some areas along the Canadian border and temperatures into the mid 60s as you make your way down toward the southern end of the Northern Valley. Then as we go through the day on Tuesday, good news is most of the precipitation looks to stay away from us. We're just going to say partly cloudy skies, and temperatures still will be cool for this time of year, most of us into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Photo of the day. Thank you to Adrian for this one, a picture of the Northern Lights from Fertile, Minnesota. We're going to use that in the background of the 7-day forecast. That rain works out. Tuesday, decreasing clouds and temperatures near 73 degrees. Then for Wednesday, 71, another chance of some showers and storms. A dry day for Thursday, 74, another storm chance, low 70s on Friday. And next weekend, we should be into the upper 60s to near 70 with partly cloudy skies.
People are so creative, and they're so crafty with the camera.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for sending those photos. If you want to send them, you can go to our photos page on valleynewslive.com.
Thank you so much, Justin.
Yeah.
So to come on Valley News Live at 10, it's Labor Day weekend, so how about a digital detox? That story coming up next.